The Menace, of course, are never gonna talk about this because Sydney Sweeney's the girl. They're never gonna talk crap about her, but I'm not a part of the Phantom Menace, so I don't care. So the Phantom Menace always want to talk about how Black Widow flopped. Remember that movie? They talked about how Snow White flopped, how Snow White had the worst second weekend of any movie in history. Okay, um, or they'll talk about how, how all these Marvel movies and older movies that they proved were woke garbage had these huge, massive historic drops. Marvel's already had the biggest historic second drop for a massive movie ever in history. But seems that Sydney Sweeney's new movie now holds this dubious record. Yes, the America's sweetheart, as they dubbed her. You know, she's the newest cultural icon in America. But, of course, we all know that's false. We all know Sydney Sweeney is not as big as these people make her out to be. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And her new movie, Christie, dropped 92% at the box office. But I thought people loved her. I thought she was America's sweetheart. I thought that, she was America's sweetheart. She was America, that's what we were told. We were told that she is America's sweetheart. She is, she is who the average America empathizes with. But seems that reality set in, and Sydney Sweeney isn't all they make her out to be. Okay, she isn't all they make her out to be, and I have proven this obviously time and time again, as well. Okay, there are bigger people in Hollywood than Sydney Sweeney, and they'll try to put her now in big movies. But basically, if you don't know, what's the discourse around Sydney Sweeney? Well, she had an ad about jeans, okay, the clothing, and all of these people on the far right and all these Republican people said, Sydney Sweeney is standing up for white people when she's talking about clothing. Not her genetics, her clothing. Okay? Like, I think the last interview, she's like, she is probably like in her head, it's a clothing ad. Like, why does she have to apologize for being in an ad that she obviously paid to be in? Because if you want to be in an ad, you have to pay to be in an ad. And over the past year, Sydney Sweeney has become, one of the most divisive people in basically entertainment as a whole. Okay? But it seems that her new movie do not support her. The racists really don't support her either. What a waste of racism. What you say about her acting about the boxers doesn't say to face that she's a great role model for children. She is the closest thing to an American princess. Yeah, well, I'm rolling my eyes on here. These are the same people who call Taylor Swift ugly. They said that she looks like a man. They called Ariana Grande ugly. Okay, as well. Okay, they called Billie Eilish ugly, as well. Okay, they called Sabrina Carpenter ugly, which we all know she is not ugly. Okay. And probably many other people. Oh, of course, to compare to Kim Kardashian, another very untalented person who only has her looks. The drop was expected to reduce 80% of the shows and screens the second weekend. Yeah, they're making excuses for Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney is popped up overnight, and we're all told to like it. Just like the other, I'll buy some jeans to support what I can, but these styles are not really drawing anyone to the theater. Yeah, has been how it has been the problem of Hollywood for a while, is that they don't really have any styles that to really draw people in, okay, to draw people into the theaters, okay, people on the right really don't care about Sydney Sweeney, except for a few accounts, that constantly prop her up, like, they compare, like, and Sydney Sweeney's fans really burnt the bridge of everybody else, because it does, they called all these other people ugly, but those she's America's sweetheart, she's America's princess, okay, she is who the average American loves, okay. But the reality is further from the truth. If she was as big as Taylor Swift or any of these other big people, this movie would have made $40 to $50 million in its first week. If she is as big as these conservative accounts make it out to be, the movie would have had a big opening at the box office, but it seems that these people don't go to see movies, and it's very obvious. My high school stunt video almost made as much, and I don't have boobs as well. Okay, so-called good zines couldn't fill any seats in the theaters. Them so-called good zines, they couldn't fill any theaters. Even though, have you seen her makeup? I have. And of course they're making some excuses as a limited release, but then still 2,000 theaters, they still could have had a decent opening. Still 10 to 20 million for an indie movie, which would have been historic for an indie movie. But nope, people didn't want to go see it because Sydney Sweeney is that bad, and people don't like her. Okay, these people really need to understand that people don't like Sydney Sweeney. Okay, but instead they're going online calling people slurs to who disagree with them. They're calling people names. Even my phone battery lasts stronger. Why isn't Margot supporting her? Yeah, they said that she's America's sweetheart. She's America's princess. She has good zines, but it seems that most people don't care about Sydney Sweeney. As well, what happens when you create an image to straight conservative man? That's a whole brand. What made them think that the crowd was going to see a movie about a lesbian female boxer who doesn't think hard? First Snow White and now Chrissy. Sydney Sweeney could really use some sunshine and acting. Wait, is he in Snow White? Is he in Snow White? I gotta go see. Oh yeah, they did. They made an AI thing of Sydney Sweeney as Snow White because they had said, to drag the Disney remake, but they said what could have been, and they made an AI thing of Sydney Sweeney as Snow White, like. They really use AI. Is he actually in Snow White? No, she is not in Snow White. Okay. But they used AI to put her in Snow White. Like, it's just ridiculous. Okay, this is ridiculous. This whole discourse is ridiculous. It's just so funny. Now Sydney Sweeney holds the biggest dropout for any movie. Not Bros, not Snow White, or not the Marvels, not Ghostbusters 2016, not Turning a Dark Fate. Okay, none of the woke movies hold the worst drop anymore. It's Sydney Sweeney holds this dubious award as well. Okay, and they're making some of her fans are using excuses, but it's a limited release. But even then, if the movie made money, they will put it into a wider release. Okay, if the movie had a decent opening, the movie will have put into the wider release, and it will continue making money. Okay, that's how these limited release movies usually work. If the movie makes money, they put it into a wider release. If the movie fails, they just kick it out of the theaters. Okay, yeah. But that's what this video here. Goodbye.